Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Rupan the third part 6 episode number 21 and 22 reaction. Alright, the previous two episodes the first episode we got to see a little bit of Jigen's story, Jigen's past kind of, we get to battle it out between Jigen and Mirage, a person who he knew previously, and she was a great, a great shooter just like Jigen. And we see Rupan help, asking the help from Jigen to help him out with that whole situation. In the end, it does come to our notice that it was not the actual Mirage but her daughter, and she was trying to gain some money for her mother, a sick mother. And yeah, in the end Jigen was like, no, this is not for you, like, don't try to get into this mess. And yeah, he took away her gun in the end. And I'm pretty sure after that Rupan promised to give the money to her, and I'm pretty sure she will wash her hands of these type of things. That was that. And the next episode was hilarious. It was basically Zenigata getting amnesia and trying to understand what what his memories are, trying to remember them back, and becoming a thief because of it. And yeah, that was hilarious. Rupan got a competition, and in the end he does remember. And it was really funny to see, him actually running off with the, the treasure by the end, but then realizing that, oh wait a minute, I'm a police officer. And handcuffing Rupan, but Rupan again turning the whole thing around. And yeah, so one thing we got to know is Zenigata, it's better that he keeps being a police officer, especially for Rupan, because he's definitely going to have competition if Zenigata becomes a thief. Like, it's better Zenigata tries, keeps being a police and tries to capture Rupan than actually becoming like his rival. But anyways, that was those two episodes. Let's begin. This is episode number 21. I think we're going to get like the actual story from this episode onwards. Let's see, because there is only 4 episodes left. So yeah, let us begin. I'll be putting the subtitles on the timer here. Sync it to whichever is your preference, and let's get started. Okay, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. 太宰信じろ. Oh, this guy. Oh, seriously? Yeah, what was his name? I forgot. Oh yeah, there you go. Shake hands. Why is he here? What? Why are you zooming on him? Oh, is this the whole technology that he's... Oh my god, this is a... Oh no. Oh no. That's such a bad idea. What is this? The thing that he's doing is such a bad idea. This whole people lock thing. There's no privacy. And people are buying into this. What in... Okay, this is ridiculous. Probably. Who in the right mind would use this? True. Yeah, how? Oh my god. Nah, nah, nah. Shut up. What is this? This is some scam. Like the AI is going to predict stuff now. Yeah, I was just saying this. No, this guy. Okay. Yeah, right. Wow, this is such a. Oh god. Like, what type of ridiculous idea is this? Like, oh, boy. Like, it's basically saying that AI is going to predict according to your what is it called? Your mannerisms, your character is going to predict whether you are going to do something or not, and according to that prediction, it'll rate you. Like for example, the whole thing that they wrote about Zenigata, the result came in as F because the AI predicted that oh Zenigata is this type of person. That's why he's never going to do something like this. That's complete crap. Who the hell, like, how like people's, like, the mind and the way the things that they do can change in a matter of seconds what they do. Since you've been doing something in a similar way doesn't mean that you're going to keep doing it that way. Like, what type of weird. Okay. And not only that, the whole privacy thing, as Zenigata said, he's like, oh, like, because, but you'll find this in the internet anyways. That's not the fact here. The fact here is that you can literally put your phone, scan someone, and get the information. That's the most scary part about this thing. That's a huge breach of privacy. An outdated master thief. Okay, here we go. It's a new arc. Oh! Oh no 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 no. Oh no, this is bad. Is he hacking it? Yep, hacking it. Okay. What the, what the hell is happening? Oh no! This is bad. Ah! Oh lord. Yo yo! Everyone's snapping pictures. Oh no, this is bad. Yeah, this makes things more troublesome. Yeah. People logged in for. Oh. Yo, eat properly, guys. You're spitting everywhere. Oh no. Oh, thank God. Oh my God, this is bad. This is bad. Yo, run! They're like, oh, can I get your autograph? Yeah, I was just thinking about it. This just happened literally in the first part of the season. Run. Yeah. Yeah. Well, those are call cards. Nice try. You're growing old, guys. Need to update yourself. He was actually thinking about it. He was like, "My God, I'm getting old." Oh, oh Lord, they predicted it. Wow. Yo, this also reminds me of that guy. In season 4. What was his name? That guy who had sonar. Yep. Nice. Make way. Oh God, this is just like the first part of this season. Yeah. Yeah, I was wondering. Okay, that's true. Oh wow. Well, that's what happens. There you go. Well, your AI can't help you with this one, You need to drive on your own, so. Whose place is this? Wait, is this an inn? Yeah, I was wondering if people predicted. Ugh. Oh Lord, no. Ooh. Ugh. The Rat Clan. Yeah, and because of the whole people log, yeah. Yeah. Oh well. Who's he calling? Oh. Oh, genius. What happened? Yeah. He said this before as well, I remember. He has this thing where he thinks that Jigen and Rupan doesn't need him. Oh no. Oh no. This is bad. Is she searching that? Oh my god. The probability. A. Yo. Wait, who is this? Rat Kitchen. Oh my god. It took every cent I had. Give me my red arrow back. Well, so my secret scroll. Catherine stole my I love my. Wow. Oh no. Yeah. Well, you're quite famous, Lupin. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the police will be. This is such a weird thing. What? Oh lord, this is so okay. A few things are okay, but try to find your friend. Oh my god. Ami. Oh, Ami's gone. Exactly. Mm. Ah. Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm pretty sure police are. Oh god. Oh. Oh no. I feel like, yeah, she will be. Oh no. There'll be a problem with. This is the thing, you know? Here we go. Matched. Yep. Past disguises. 88%. It's so pathetic. Like, this whole thing is so pathetic. Like, people, you guys don't have anything else to do. He's doing that so that she doesn't get bothered by it, you know? That's what he suddenly did that. Like, otherwise they'll harass her. Like, good thinking. Like, I was wondering what are they going to do about her? Like, you know, she would be bothered by these people. Oh, it's a room key? Yeah, like I said, that's what he did. Oh god, what a mess. Shut nah. Okay. Oh, nice. Thank you. He's back. So, what happened? Hmm. Yeah, that's true. Hmm. Like, I want to talk about something. Like, this is like every person will become. Oh gosh. Like every person will become like their own police or their own like government kind of thing. Like it's going to be such. I'll talk about this later on. Nah. Yeah, she'll be like, oh my god, great, your phone fell down. Great, let's see what. Um, Master Thief who lives. Here we go. Underling, oh no. Yeah, he's not happy about that. What? Who is this? Oh, Zenigata. Oh my god, Jigen. What? Really? What is going on here? Oh wow, this guy has. Oh yeah, a lot of people have said that before. There. What is like? This is such. It baffles me how people get into this whole like. Obviously, this is an anime. I know that, but still, like it baffles me how like, and I feel like this might actually happen someday. That's actually the scary part. Like that's how I wouldn't call gullible, but how delusional people are becoming. Like this is the thing, people jump into like a whole thing nowadays, a whole bandwagon before even that's what's happening here. Like there's no sense of privacy in this whole situation. That's number one. Number two, like people are now trying to become the police themselves. They're policing on in front, like on top of everyone. There's a reason why there's a separate organization. Obviously, the government, the police are most of the times, half of them or even more of it are corrupt. Everyone knows that. So obviously, like everyone's like, oh, it's increasing the efficiency, this and that, all that stuff. Everyone's giving the reports about, but it's a problem when everyone tries to become a police. Like that's basically what's happening. Each and every one will try to force justice on others now. That's the scariest part here. They have this power now, and this is the worst. Okay, that's it. This is the worst part of this whole people law. It makes you like, into this and gives you this weird delusion that you have power, and that's basically what's going on here. They are they're actually they're taking justice in their own hands. That's not okay at all. Like, because at least most of the people, they don't understand what's going on, and they jump on a bandwagon, and they, like, the whole mob mentality exists. If someone says something and they're like, oh, that thing is bad, and one, two, three people starts raising their voice against it, a time will come when people will raise the voice against that thing without even checking the authenticity of that claim. That's mob mentality, basically. And that's what's happening here. Like, for example, like, I'm not talking about Rupan, but the fact that they just, as soon as they saw that lady, that cafe owner lady, there, they started pinning the blame on her, without even checking, like, because they have power now. The public have power now. They think that whatever they can do using this people log is going to be, like, it gives you this sense of, like, actually being able to accomplish something which you never had. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but that's wrong. Like, they just pin the blame on her. They didn't even check what is going on, and they were like, as soon as they were like, oh, Rupan is hiding here, she must be, like, part of the whole thing. Like, this is such a disgusting thing. This whole, like, this happens IRL as well, in social media. Every time, like, every day you can probably find a similar situation that's happening in this episode in the social media. Just go to any social media and just try to find some, I don't know, some kind of an argument or something. You'll see people just jumping on a bandwagon and just saying crap about stuff, and later on, after they get proven wrong, they'll just go out of, like, just get into hiding. They won't be, because it's an internet. No one's going to blame you. They don't even know your name or your face. People can say the crap that they want to, whatever. And this is even more dangerous. It's actually given people power to actually judge people. Like, what is this? It's such a disgusting, like, what can I say? And these are the type of what can I say? This is the type of villain that I hate the most. Like, this type of characters who manipulates the mass public, and thinks that they're better than the others. Like, for example, this guy. Like, what a disgusting piece of crap this guy is. Like, from that one episode, I realized this guy will be a problem, and yeah, here he is. He started becoming a big problem to everything. Now, yeah, that's basically it. Now, okay, so let's talk about this episode. This episode begins with this guy introducing people log to everyone else. Now, let's talk about people log. Like, everything has a good part and a bad part. The good part about people log is it's going to help you out to find people who are really authentic or not. You can easily find out people if they are, like, if there's a scammer, if there are, like, some kind of a bad person, like maybe some kind of a criminal or something. People log can help you find that out. Good. That's, like, I could say, like, that's a good part. But the fact that it's like, that's the only good part I can see here. There's so many bad part of this thing. Is, number one, there's no privacy. Like, this guy later on says that, oh, all these information is not a breach of privacy because you can easily find this out on the internet. It's true. What he's saying is true. But the fact is that it is a breach of privacy, because what you're doing is, you see people just standing, eating, enjoying their meal. You take your phone, point it to them, scan them, and instantly you get the information. You won't be able to do that on the internet normally. Obviously, you cannot do that. If it's a celebrity or someone, you yourself have to manually search it and then find it out. That's how internet works. But here, basically what you're doing, you're just pointing phones at others, scanning them, and instantly getting the information and each and everything. And not only that, the AI actually sorts everything out, scans everything, finds each and every little gossip they have, and it just compiles it and gives it ranking based on that. How messed up is that? Imagine someone, like maybe a famous person, going out in undercover to, I don't know, spend some time, like, with family or friends. They just, like, usually what celebrities do is they put on this guys, have a little security, and try to go in a discreet place to have a little own time, with their fans, family. But then what's going to happen is people are just going to point their phones at other people, scan them, and they'll be like, oh my god, this is this person, and then they'll start hounding them. That's basically what's happening. You're breaching the privacy of other people. How can people not understand this? Is weird. And like I said, it doesn't even surprise me. The scary part about this whole episode is that maybe someday this is actually going to become a reality. That's the scary part. Like yeah, like that's basically what I feel like. Maybe a day will come that this is going to actually happen in real world. So yeah, it's such a messed up thing. So that's the thing about this phone thing. It has a few good parts, but the bad parts highly outweigh the good parts. And another thing, that like the thing that I said, is going to give people power, and the fact that every person has their own power is going to make, I don't know, people, what can I say, like revel in that power, or is that the word? You know, that they're going to get a little bit, they're going to overstep their boundaries. That's what's it's going to make people do. And yeah, like a police force exists, a justice criminal force exists, even though most of it is corrupt, it still exists, and they are the ones who should do all of these things. Normal people becoming their own justice is a huge it's a huge bad thing, in my opinion. It's such a bad thing. Like each person has their own personality, they have their own reasons for doing stuff. And if you try to become the police yourself, and each and every person thinks that their opinions are the ones which actually matters, overweighs others' opinions, it's going to make chaos in the world. And that's what's happening here. People are judging people on their own now. They're pointing their phones at others and judging them, basically. And it's going to make a lot of more trouble in the future. And yeah, so in no way, this is such a weird, like, you know, thing, this whole people lock thing. And it's crazy how people are not able to understand the problem that is going to pose in the future. And you know, I feel like what a good way this arc can end, like obviously there's a 4 episodes arc, I think. What is the best way this arc can end? I think it is like this guy being exposed by his own technology will be a really poetic ending to this arc. I don't know how this is going to end, but if that happens, I'll be very happy, you know. Like his own technology is going to bring him out of his whole thing, and it's going to expose him completely in front of the world, and he'll be publicly shamed and just, you know, like just be punished by the justice. That'll be a great way to end this arc. I don't know how it's going to end, but if that happens, that'll be really good. But anyways, yeah, he's bringing this whole people lock thing, and he goes to Zenigata's, like, you know, kind of scans Zenigata and talks about how, you know, it can, like, you know, it actually what's it called, it actually brings out all the information. Now Zenigata asks that but what about lies, you know, what will you do with life if someone posts something wrong or something false information? What's it going to do? So he says, like, all right, let's do it. And he types something wrong, and there's like the rating system comes in, and he says that, oh, so all these information, is this correct or not? And Zenigata keeps quiet, which means everything is correct. Now okay, where's that part where he talks about what the AI does? Just a minute. Okay, the users of people lock can also update profiles with new information. Say if someone's been nice to you in the past, or if they stabbed you at the back in the work, maybe they're a womanizer. Okay, okay, oh, what if post false information? Okay, where's that next part? Here we go. The AI analyzed the claim I posted in very fine detail, and last Tuesday you were in Tokyo, correct? And it brings out the photographs. Okay, with people lock you can predict exactly what a person does. What a weird function. It's going to predict what you can do. Do you invite them to play to golf or have dinner with you? You never have those quandaries again. Wow, what a. So basically what it's going to do is it's going to scan what you have done up until now, and it's going to guess what you're going to do after that based on your previous things that you have done. So basically that. So what it means is that if you have been a very nice boy up until now, up until your, I don't know, like 20 years of your life, you've been a very good boy. The AI is going to know that, and now suddenly at age 21 you decide that, oh, I won't be a good boy anymore, I'm going to rob a bank. And you go and rob a bank, you know, you don't have the police don't have much evidence against you, and they, what they do is they put the people log and they try to scan you, and the AI will be like, oh no, he has been a good boy up until now. He at this point at time he must have been at his room, I don't know, doing his homework. Is going to say something like, because that's all, that's what he has been doing up until this 20 years, you know. Up until 20 years of his life he has been doing that, you know? So the AI will be like, oh, that must be something that he has been doing up at that point. Well, you're innocent. You've committed a crime just because they don't have much evidence against you. You know, they do the whole people law thing, and you get scot free because there will be no investigation after that. Just because the people law said that, oh, you're innocent. Yeah, you're innocent. This is what it is. Like, what type of crap is this? What is this? Like, what a what a weird system. Now that's what's going on. Now after that, what happens is that Lupin, we see Lupin again trying to, like, you know, rob like a place, the statue, the place where he was. And here we see the, oh, they try to do the whole people lock thing again on them, but Lupin's disguise is not able to be, you know, they weren't able to get it, like, you know, get their actual identity, because I think Lupin was hacking it or something. I'm not sure what he did there. Oh, it was the iris scanner, never mind. Yeah, that's why he was able to hack it, I'm guessing, using that thing, that monocle. Either way, here we see a huge commotion breaks out because this one lady has found out her husband cheating or whatever. Oh god. And you know, like, the whole problem starts, like, and the whole situation starts to blow up, and Lupin is like, oh my god, we won't be able to do our thing here, so let's go back. And they go back, they're eating, and Lupin's pretty pissed off. He's like, yeah, like, this is not okay. Now suddenly we see someone snapping pictures, and they immediately get to figure out that the person behind them is Lupin, Goemon, and Jigen, you know. And everyone's like, oh my god, that's Lupin the Third. And Lupin is, at first Lupin kind of jokes around. He's like, haha, yeah, that's me, like, you know, the world's famous thief. But then when the police gets involved, he runs away. And yeah, so now I love the fact Jigen says, like, wait a minute, are we getting old or something? Like, what's happening? Like, you know, I don't like this at all. Like, yeah, I can't blame Jigen, you know, like, it's just, this is such a bad thing. Jigen says, I'm having trouble keeping up with the internet nowadays. Goemon's like, yes, right, because, you know, Goemon can't really do much things with modern gadgets. And Lupin's like, you're talking like an old fogey. Is Jigen Daisuke thinking about hanging up his hat? I love the fact here that Jigen actually stops for a moment and thinks. He actually doesn't clap back as soon as he said that. He actually thought about it, and he's like, don't joke about that, okay, pal? Ah, my god. Now they go up and they see everyone's like waiting. Obviously the AI has predicted up until now the way Lupin has done things. Like I'm saying, there's a few things that this AI does is so good, like in predicting these type of, like, criminals, you know, like the way they're going to go. Like, I'm not talking about Lupin, but any other criminal who are actually, like, you know, doing something bad. It can predict their pathway and probably go there, and it's going to bring down, like, you know, crime at such a rate. But the other things are ridiculous. The other things that it does, the whole scanning people and getting out their private information, giving people the right to actually judge others like this. Like, what the hell are those things? Like, it's such a weird one. Like, every gadget, every scientific, like, you know, thing has, like, a good part and a bad part. And I feel like the bad part in this face lock heavily outweighs the good parts it has. And it's so ridiculous. Like morals, ethics are out the window. You know, there's no privacy, no morals, no ethics. People are doing whatever the hell they want to. That's what's happening here. and it's bad. It's really bad. Now, okay. After that, Rupan realizes that they have, like, kind of, what's it called? They have scanned them and got, like, the information. That's why they're here. And now, little by little, that we're also kind of seeing, like, you remember that guy talking about how you can insert extra information, and like, the what's it called? The information will be saved. That was what was happening. As soon as, like, Urupan calls his car, and his car comes in, and he gets in and runs away using the car. Everyone started snapping pictures, and I'm guessing they probably edited the extra information in Rupan's profile and put it there, like, oh, he has this car. And you can see, like, a lot of people doing that, and the authenticity, I think, was, like, increasing. Like, you can see it's written evidence level A. So it also gives, like, a and it's underneath the provide tab. So I'm guessing what you do is snap pictures, provide the evidence, and if, I'm guessing, multiple people does that, or multiple people rates it, that, oh, this is authentic, it's going to give the rating like that. So basically it'll be like, basically, a mob mentality. That's what's happening here. Like, if 90 out of 100 people says that, oh, this evidence is correct, it'll be the truth. That's what's happening here. So it's such a bad thing. Like there'll be no investigation, nothing. People are just going to assume things from this point onwards. And this is the worst thing about social media, is how people assume stuff. Worst part of social media. Every people assume things, and they think they're correct. And that's what's happening here. It's basically social media in real life. People are as the amount of toxicity that goes on in social media is going to just come on in the real world. That's what's going to happen. The actual world is going to become as toxic as social media. And yeah, that's basically what's going on, and it's such a weird thing. Now, after that, we see them running away from the police, and Rupan there, and usually, like, as we know, like, even though the AI can track the way they're going, it cannot, like, do anything else. So Rupan quickly, like, uses his skills to go past the police officers, kind of go on a different route, shake them off completely. And yeah, so they come to, like, a hideout sect place, and even there people are just waiting. The people from the Rat Clan, or whatever they were called, they start shooting at them. And they have also gotten the information from, again, the people log. So it's a huge problem. Now, after that, we kind of see later on, Goemon, he has decided to kind of go undercover for a moment. And it's like, I'm going to go into the mountain, meditate, or do something like that. Will you guys come with me? Now, Rupan's like, oh, it's okay, don't problem, like, we'll be fine, I'm a genius. And Rupan kind of jokes about it. And again, we can see Goemon, he did this before as well, I remember. Where was that? Was it? It was in the whole, yeah, in the previous arc number 3, the one with the princess. I forgot the princess name. That arc with Ami and all. So Goemon even said that in that arc as well, like, are we even needed? And here he's saying the same thing. He's like, does they even need me? Because, like, I don't know, I don't think, if this is going to be a problem or something, but it's bothering Goemon that he thinks that he is like he's not needed as a person. He isn't of any help to them. But Lupin kind of joked around. He was like, I'm a genius, like, I don't need any help or something like that. Like, he was just joking around, but like, Goemon can be a little serious sometimes. So I'm pretty sure he kind of took it in a little wrong way, and he feels bad about it. Now, after that, we get to see Rupan has gone back to that cafe, and I was thinking at this moment that obviously this lady doesn't know that this is Rupan, but she might get dragged into this whole mess, and that's exactly what happens. The lady the owner of the cafe or whatever, that girl and her husband. So, and yeah, obviously someone takes a picture, and Rupan's picture, the disguised one, comes in. So yeah, it's definitely going to be a problem. Now later on, we get to see Ami is also using the face lock and trying to find out if Fujiko is Rupan's lover. Oh boy, and it comes out as A, and then Ami realizes a lot of people are suggesting stuff about Rupan, And like basically everyone who has a grudge on Lupin, they're going to start throwing out stuff like like this, like their personal grudges. They're going to do stuff like this, and everyone's going to be like, oh yeah, that's true. And that's such a bad thing, like every person can just like suggest stuff, and yeah, everyone's just going to jump on the bandwagon. Now Ami realizes that this is bad. Like every person who has grudge on Lupin is doing this now, and Lupin is getting more and more evidence and everything on his profile. So okay, now after that we see Lupin just in that place, in that hideout, eating his like in the galettes and everything, and he's like, oh wow, this is so good. And he sees in the television they're talking about why people log is being so much trusted. There's so many people giving reviews. They're like, oh, this is perfect. Like this one guy, he was like, where is that part? We use people log when conducting people's interviews, job interviews. It's a lot more trustworthy than someone's padded resume. Now, I guess, like I said, there's a few good things that this has. Like like I said, it can probably figure out if some person has a criminal record or something. They'll be able to get that. That's a good thing. That's one of the positive things. But obviously, people log is done by the people, so people might spread rumors. So there might be a lot of information that might be completely false about people, and can ruin some people's career because of that. So there you go. A good thing or also a bad thing. The criminal record thing is good. People can understand if that person is a criminal or not. However, this thing is not good, because every person can comment and rate other, like this is basically rating other people. Like, oh my god, I just realized it. It's basically as Fujiko said, you're rating other people. Oh, this guy, he's a 4-star. This guy is a 4.5 star. That kind of thing. And someone might be like, oh, this guy, he, you know what, in elementary school 10 years ago, he shoved me in the leg and I fell down and I hurt my knee so bad, so I'm going to give him a 2-star. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. They will like these things are going to happen, and that's how people's rating can just completely go down, and they will be untrustworthy to the outside public. Now the next one is even more scarier. The next part that comes out, where is that part? Just a second. Okay, here we go. These 3 girls, one of them was like, I'm always checking up on my friends. If it's on people log, it's gotta be true. Oh wow. Imagine trying to find out a person who has just become your friend. What do? You go to people log and try to find out how people have rated that person, and you, based on the rating, you decide if a person is worthy of becoming your friend. Wow, what a fun. Okay. It's crazy. Then the next one, I feel like the next one is okay, kind of. Okay, where is that part? The next one. Okay, the next person says is, if I use people log to expand my customer base by finding fishing enthusiasts, gotta bring my business to folks who need it, right? This one's good. This one's really good. He's trying to increase his business by it's giving him statistics of which people like to fish and this and that, and that's how he's going to increase his business and do it like that. Kind of like I don't know, like YouTube analytics, I guess. You see what people are watching and do that more on your channel. It brings the people who are watching brings more audience to your channel. It also gives you more view time, watch time. Both party wins. People get more content that they like, you get your viewership. Everyone wins here. This is a really good thing. I feel like this is the perfect one out of the usage of people log. This one's a really good one. However, the previous ones, nah, it's checking your friends people log and to see if they can become your friend. That's way messed up. But anyway, this episode has been a wild ride, my god. After that, we see Lupin and Ami contacts Lupin, and Ami is like talking about how things are going crazy, everyone's suggesting about Lupin and all that. And here Lupin is like, oh, I've thought about contacting you, and I need your help. And as soon as he says that, Ami's like, wow, I'm needed. Yes, because she likes him and all that. But then problem strikes. Lupin's outside, his room, outside the window. Everyone is just in front of the cafe, just with their phones ready. Oh, that's such a scary scene. Imagine people just pointing, all the people just pointing their phone at you. That's traumatizing. Like, what the hell? Oh my god. Now the lady comes out and she's like, what the hell is going on? And the crazy stuff's happening. It's like they're like, people spreading rumors. They're like, oh, it's Rupan girlfriend lol. That makes her a crook too. Let's expose her. You see, this is what's going to happen. People are going to get bullied unnecessarily, even if they are completely innocent. And Rupan realizes what's going on, so Rupan quickly comes out and he's like, oh, like you go back ahead, like inside, let me check this. But then when Rupan realizes that everyone has understood that this guy is Rupan using the face recognition technique, and here, this guy, forgot his name, the main mastermind, he talks about how not only does it, the AI also predicts what type of disguises Lupin might bring out using the whole technology. Like Lupin has used these type of disguise up until now, so in the future he might use this type of a disguise, that type of thing, and that's how it brings out the probability. So they quickly understand, they're like, oh, this is Rupan, and Rupan is like, up, exposed. So as soon as that happens, like, good for Rupan, he quickly brought out his gun and started threatening that girl, because he knew that if he ran away from here without doing anything, people will be like, oh, this girl is on in this, and they will start to, I don't know, like, as they said, expose her, like, some nasty rumors, and they will be also pinning the blame on her, and they'll start harassing her. Obviously she doesn't deserve any of that, because she doesn't know what the hell was going on. She didn't even know Rupan was here. So that doesn't happen, Rupan acted as a bad guy, and he pointed the gun at her temple, and he said that, oh, I'm taking this girl as a hostage, showing everyone that, oh, I'm the bad guy. She's a victim here. And so that later on, after she comes back to her house, people don't harass her. And he throws her in, and later on, obviously the girl was very confused, because like, what the hell is going on? But then when Rupan gives her the key, she's like, oh wait, so you did this so that people don't harass me later on? And Rupan is like, yeah, I'm sorry for dragging you in on this. And Jigen is like, your gallows were the best. And he gives her the key back, and the girl realizes, and the girl is like, oh wait, so you did this because of that. You acted like a dirtbag so that they don't think I was part of your gang, didn't you? Rupan is like, I really am a dirtbag. Okay. Now later on we get to see in the police department, Albert and everyone, like, he has arrived from Padar, and he's talking about how this people log is actually increasing efficiency of stuff, like government, and like stuff, the police, security and everything. So people are having this concern that doing this is going to make people lose their faith in government. Like, they're saying overseeing the citizens is the reason governments exist, and you're saying people log is going to muscle in on that. And I feel like the government in itself won't be happy with this, at all. So it's kind of interesting to see that I think like this is the first time that the government and Groupman have like the same goal here. The people log won't exist, should not exist in this world. Obviously the government have their own schemes, their own dirty deeds. That's why they don't want this to go on. Their own problems are they're going to face a lot of other problems if this happens. But there's also a lot of valid reasons as well, that the reason why the government actually needs to exist. People can't take justice in their own hands. That's going to mess up the world in a very bad way. So that's the thing. So the government has their own vision. They have their own plan. So even though that's the case, what their goal and Rupan's goal, I feel like this is going to kind of coincide this time for the first time, kind of. Like, the police force, everyone is going to be not happy with this people log at all. Maybe not the police force, but Yeah, the government definitely, the higher ups in the government, the police officers, the higher up in the police force, they won't be happy about this. And it is true, there's so many things that are messed up with this whole thing. And Albert says that it wouldn't be wrong to call this an innovation led revolution. One could demolish the very concept of government. Like, yeah, that's the thing. Like, I feel like people are not ready to, like, it's going to bring chaos. If people are not ready to, like, like, what can I say? To, like, these type of things, like justice, criminal system, what else, these type of government, these type of things, administration, people, each and every individual are not ready to try to handle them on their own. It's impossible. A few people, they like that's the thing, like, each people will have their own vision. And if, like, this is giving, this people are given power to that. So the world is not going to advance like this. Like, everyone will have their own way of seeing the world and their own version of justice, and everyone will try to enforce that, and that's going to make this more chaotic. Like, in no way is this going to succeed. And, like, it's impossible. As long as people exist, as long as people have varied opinions, varied way of seeing the world, in no way can each and everyone self-administer themselves and expect everything to be okay. Because what some people might feel right, other people might find that wrong. So how is that going to work out? You know, if government and police force doesn't exist, who will be there to solve their problems from a neutral ground? If they don't even exist, if the police force doesn't exist at all, or the government doesn't exist at all, two people will have two different visions about two things, and they'll start quarreling. Who will be there from the third party who will come and interject, and they will be like, stop, both of you, like, we're going to look into the investigation and we're going to come to a justice? Who's going to do that? No one. People will start fighting amongst each other. It's bad. This is really bad. And yeah, so after that, Goemon comes, is in the mountains, and one of the girls is like, oh my god, there's a samurai here. And as soon as she brings out the people lock, she's like, a murderer, runs away. As soon as she saw, like, Lupin's underling, she probably thought he's the murderer and whatnot. So she runs away, and Goemon sees, like, in underneath it's written, like, Lupin's underling or something. Goemon was not happy about that. Okay, like, I wouldn't say happy. I'm pretty sure he felt sad about that, because underling, not friend. He's considers, not only he, but Lupin, Goemon, Jigen, everyone considers each other's friends. So imagine if it's written like Lupin's underling. Like, he must have felt bad over there. He was like, is that what I am to Lupin? Like, an underling. Obviously, Lupin never said that, but like, Goemon is kind of in an unstable position emotionally at this moment. So I feel like this is going to become a huge problem in itself, like, the whole Goemon situation. Let's see. Now, later on, we get to see Lupin has met Zenigata in the middle of the woods. And Zenigata is like, oh, that guy, she has captured Fujiko. I don't know what the hell is this. Why is she naked inside that cage? Like, what the hell is this? What is this? Some episode from Sword Art Online? Like, the whole cage, like season 2 in Sword Art Online, the whole thing in the cage that happened. What is this? You know what? I feel like it doesn't surprise me. Maybe Fujiko herself decided to, or maybe not. That we can see handcuffs in her hand. That's probably not the case. Like, this guy probably did it. But either way, yeah. And he's like, oh, you guys are relics of the past, blah blah blah. Yeah, right. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Oh boy. Okay, a wild episode. Let's start with the next one, episode number 22. Let's begin. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is a preference, and let's get started. Okay, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. For a moment, I thought that was Goemon. Oh wait. Oh, he's a blacksmith, I think. Well, yeah. I don't think that's a problem here. Oh. Hmm. Hmm. Answer me Zantetsken. Oh, it's a Goemon centric. Wow. Ex-wife. What the? Well, I don't think anyone. Yeah, I don't think anyone can get through this disguise. Oh, Goemon is here. What is it doing underwater? Oh, yeah, that's true. Oh my, come on, Goemon. Oh, it's a way of speaking. Oh my god. Great. Excellent. Wow. Yeah, great. What the hell? Enzo. Oh, that's his name, I think. Yeah? So we're going to get a sob story now. Great. This guy. Oh god. Wait a minute. It's Ami. No, no, wait. Is it Ami? Shut up. With I don't. He's become twisted now. It must have been pure at the beginning, but not now. I think that's a bit too far, but you know. Oh my god. Hmm. Nah, Baba. Yeah, here we go. Wow. Yeah, you think this is pure? He just said that his intentions are pure. I don't think so. It must have been pure at the beginning, not now, at this point. Yeah. It must be, Ami must be his daughter. Even their eyes are the same. Look at their eyes, their pupils. It's going down, kind of, I think. Nice. Even though, yeah. It's going down. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Oh boy. Oh yeah, that's true. Fujiko said the same thing. Well, he saw the people log. Yeah. Like, people are saying that. Exactly. E. Yo, it's E. That's a bad review. Wow. How are you? Wow. Oh no. Uh, hey, there you go. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. uh, oh boy. Okay, thank God that got resolved. Uh, he's searching again. Arrival B. Yeah. What the hell is this? What's going on? Why are they showing him a montage? Oh, great, this guy is here. Nobody cares about the people log. At least they don't. Ah, hmm. Oh, great. Now what? All right, piss off. What? Are you? What? Oh, shut up. What is this? Oh god, great. Great. He's now. What? Oh god. Yeah, this is such a. Wait, his full name is Yatagarasu? That's cool. Oh my god. Yeah, red line. Well, yeah, he's done that before. Oh no, that's not the. Okay, you. Oh my god. You just. He does. I doubt he wants that. He wants to capture Rupan on his own. Is it Rupan? Oh, that is him. Oh, there's Fujiko. She's just waiting. Not seeing much. Yeah. Has a death wish. Hmm. He has a deep self-destructive impulse. Hmm. Hmm. Oh boy. Oh boy, good morning, sir. Alright, here we go. Oh, come on, not the time. Okay, so that's why he's like, we're going to fight. Okay, there they are. Oh, the yeah. Damn, this guy can fight. Ooh. Oh no. What do you think you are? You think you're going to brainwash everyone like this? You think what? Oh wow. Damn. Well, yeah, he can cut bullets, so yeah, that's true. Damn. Oh, whoa. Ah. Oh my god. There you go. Did he know about it? I doubt he knew about that. Well, Ami knew about it. So, well, even Fujiko was surprised by that. Okay, that's it. So there you go. This was this episode. This is episode number 22. Now we begin this episode with Goemon still questioning the whole thing that, oh, is who am I to Lupin? You know, like what type of a person am I? And does he think of me as a friend or an underling? This and that he's thinking. And we can see that he was kind of sharpening his blade with one of those guys. I don't know him. I don't even know if he is like a. I'm guessing he's Goemon's acquaintance or something. So he kind of says that, oh, like, you know, why are you like this? Like, you know, you stuck around Rupan because you wanted to fight him, didn't you? You said that he was the strongest. What are you doing now? So that's how it starts, and then later on we get to see they are, like, you know, Rupan and Goemon and Jigen, they're ready to infiltrate to find Fujiko, to bring Fujiko out. And they're like wearing this huge disguise, like this huge plushy disguise or whatever. And that's how they won't be able to like, you know, get or track whether that's Rupan or Goemon, because that's such a huge disguise, you know, it's impossible to get through it. So after that, Goemon comes out from the water, and we can see that Goemon is still, like, you know, like, is very emotionally unstable. As soon as Rupan is like, oh, all the cards are here, you know, it's just a way of talking, you know, just a way of speaking. He's like, oh, all the cards are here. And Goemon's like, cards? What do you mean by that? Because he thinks that he just thinks he's like an underling or something. So Rupan's like, yeah, like cards are here, like, you know, like he obviously that's how he talks, and he didn't realize at the beginning what the hell is going on. But yeah, so after that we later on see that this guy, he is talking about like Enzo, that's his name. He is talking with all the what's their name, all the big, like, you know, people, like, you know, the different people from the, like, the huge organizations. He's talking with them how to, like, you know, spread this whole people log in other different places. And I'm pretty sure that's what they were discussing about. And he's like, yeah, this is the future, this and that he's talking about. Now later on we see Fujiko is still in that cage, but at least she has some dress now. And she's like sitting there, and I'm pretty sure, like, Fujiko, they're giving her wine and stuff, like, you know, and all that, all those things. So she's kept in a very, I have to say, like, you know, good, like, this guy's like, you know, making tea for her and all that. So I'm pretty sure she's having a nice time inside that cage. So she's asking that other guy, he's like, oh, you think that you're going to take over the world or something? And this guy's like, no, Enzo's goal is not that. And he says, like, oh, Enzo is different, you know, he is a very pure human being, I think that's what he said. And he says a little story here. He says that he's more human than most, I should say. Enzo had a daughter. His ex-wife got full custody of her, though. His backstory is sadder than I thought. But she was kidnapped, maybe even killed, maybe a victim of child pornography. And the mother, question mark, she killed herself. Everyone blamed her for what happened, even though she was a victim herself. I don't understand the Japanese mindset personally. Okay, so there you go. Now that's the whole. Obviously, after listening to that, I realized Ami was definitely his daughter, and that's what's going on. But I don't know. I feel like he doesn't know that the Ami is his daughter. But later on, in the end, we get to know that Ami knows that she is his daughter. That's interesting. So Fujiko's like, you think people can avert such tragedies? And he's like, oh, Enzo's intentions are pure than anyone. And I'm like, yeah, it must have been pure when he started, but there's no, like, you know, nothing of purity now. Now what he's trying to do is just, he thinks that he's in the correct, and he's trying to, like, it's like a whole, you know, like, madness has set upon him where he thinks that, oh, this is the way, even though it's clearly not the way. And he's like, yeah, this is not okay at all at this point. Like, he must have started in a pure way, but in no way is it pure at the current stage. And one thing I have to say, this guy, later on we also get to see, he talks about how Enzo is his partner, this and that, how, like we can see he's very faithful to him. I'm pretty sure Enzo is also very faithful to him as well. They really think of each other as partners, something like that. They are really cooperating with each other. However, the fact that I'm pretty sure he was his friend from the beginning or something, that's why they're partners now. But the fact is that he must have realized that the path that Enzo is walking is a path where if you misstep in any direction, you start walking the wrong path, the evil path. He must have realized that. And even if he realized, I think he should have tried to stop him, because whenever people start walking these paths, they need people beside them, their friends. The friends are the only one who can probably get them into the correct path as well. If their friends start supporting them in that direction, the direction they're walking, without trying to stop them, I don't think that's good at all. Like, it's not good at all, I feel like. But anyways, like, there or maybe he also has like a similar vision. If that's the case, then that's different. Maybe he also has a similar vision. But if he realizes, this guy, this partner who called himself the partner, if he realizes what Enzo is doing currently is wrong, he should definitely try to stop him. If not, I don't call him a true friend. But if his vision is the same as Enzo, if he's also equally deluded as Enzo, then I guess nothing you can do about it. Like, both are in a delusion mode. So I guess that's unfortunate. Like, nothing you can do about it. But yeah. But anyways, here we see these guys having this press conference. It's like one part talking about how people log is dangerous, and the other part is like, oh, like, you're trying to cover it up because you guys have been exposed by it, blah blah blah, usual politics. Each and every person trying to get at each other's throats. That's what happens all the time, and that's exactly what's happening here. They're fighting amongst each other, and Albert is also there, and Albert says, like, unless the enemy is a simple one, it's hard to get them to organize against anything, which is true. We don't really have an enemy here. There's only this one person who has introduced this people log, but that doesn't make him a criminal nor an enemy. The problem here is that he's not forcing anyone to do it. Everyone's actually accepting it on their own. That's the biggest thing. So you cannot go and arrest him and be like, oh, you're forcing others or something. You cannot do that. So there's no enemy here. That's the problem here. People themselves are accepting this whole thing because they think that this is good. Obviously it is not. This whole people lock thing is such a red flag. It's very bad. It's in no way it is going to be a good thing, especially as time goes on. Like, people are going to take justice in their own hands. So yeah, now but nothing you can do about it, because no one's forcing them. They're accepting it themselves. And Enzo is just a president in this company. He's not saying that, oh, you have to use this, you definitely have to. He's not saying that. So he's not a criminal. He's not forcing anyone. He has just launched an app or whatever the hell that is, and everyone's accepting it. So there's no clear enemy, no clear criminal in this situation. It's a big mess. So even everyone, the government and everyone's actually having a tough time with it. So there you go. Now after that, we see Goemon, Lupin, Jigen, Ami. They are on their way to the main headquarters or whatever, and Ami starts like a virus attack and a DDoS attack. And here we see Enzo is again. Enzo's like, oh, this will be a good PR if we are able to catch Lupin, and trying to take this advantage of this whole thing. Now he also is like, okay, keep all the servers running, try your best so that it doesn't go down. And Ami tries to do it. Ami seeing the server is not going down, so Ami tries, asks other hackers for help as well, and asks them through the underworld, kind of gets them on board as well, and they also start trying to bring the server down. They're able to not bring the server down. However, the headquarters in full panic mode. They're on full frenzy. So kind of things are working out. There you go. Now after that we see okay, Lupin, Goemon, all of them, they are where's that part? yeah, they're in this like this elevator. There's a few elevators here and there. They come here and they stand there, and here we get to see that like the whole Goemon situation happens here. The first thing that happens is Ami says that Zenigata is going to come here quickly to get Fujiko. So like, before that we have to get there. And Lupin's like, all right, so Goemon, you stay here. You can probably help us out in this in this situation. And if you guard the exit, you can stop them from stealing it. And Goemon's like, oh, is that an order? And Lupin's like, what? And Goemon's like, Lupin, what am I to you? Do you think I'm an underling or something? And Lupin's like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, what underling? And then he realizes it's probably the people log, and he's like, oh my god, wait a minute. And he quickly searches it, and he's like, oh, because of this, and he shows Goemon that, and he's like, here you go, it's written. And like, it's an underling, and the rating is E. So you're like, you think this is actually correct? And Goemon is like, wait, what? Because he didn't realize the whole ranking system, he didn't realize at all. So Lupin is like, see, like this, since it's not authentic, it's E ranked. And I love the fact Lupin's like, like this is why people who don't understand modern things, it's really difficult to make them understand these type of situations. And it starts like joking about it, and Goemon realizes his mistake, and he's like, oh, okay. And then he asks Ami to double check, and he's like, oh, Ami, like check this, like do I love eating, I think like the skin of a fish or something like that along with it. And it came out properly, it was the correct information, and Goemon realized like, okay, this is the legit thing, like the AI analysis is proper and okay. So he realized his mistake, and Lupin is laughing and kind of like patting him in the back, and Goemon is like like denying it. And yeah, so and then they're like, Lupin's like, all right, problem solved, you stay here, let us go. And Goemon is there. Goemon starts searching in the people log again, and he searches, does Lupin think considers Goemon as a rival? And the evidence is B. So he's like, yeah, this is such a thing that cannot be put into a machine's analysis. It's impossible, our relationship. Now boy Enzo comes in, and yeah, this guy starts talking about, starts kind of putting ideas in Goemon's mind, and he's like, oh, you think you think Goemon, Lupin thinks of you as a partner, like I think that's wrong. And he says like, I think Goemon, like Lupin thinks of you as a, what actual word did he use, as a collection item in his collection. And he's like, oh, his loot, his friends, his thrills, his romance, everything is part of his collection. And I'm like, yeah, right, like wow. What? Okay, just ridiculous, this whole thing. And obviously Goemon doesn't understand much about this thing. Again, he thinks like, oh, it's true because it's saying the rank means A, it must be true. But the fact is, Goemon doesn't realize that this is an AI. This is an AI that is basing all the rankings based on people's ratings and people's thoughts and what other people think. It doesn't know anything about what Lupin thinks, or this is not the goddamn, like, what's it called, this is not like a book of truth or something. Like everything that is here that will be the truth. It's not something like that. It's just a guessing thing. The AI just guesses stuff from other people's inputs. That's this thing. In no way will it be able to say what Lupin actually thinks about Goemon. And in no way can Enzo say what Lupin thinks of him. Only Lupin can say what Lupin thinks of Goemon as. Only he knows about it. What he thinks about, it's in his heart. He never tells anyone, like, about what he thinks of his family, his friends. He never talks about that. So how can these people, like, actually say that, oh, Lupin thinks of Goemon in that way? But Goemon doesn't understand. He doesn't realize. He feels that, oh, since his rating is A, it must be the truth. And like, it kind of gets into his head now. And he's like, and then Enzo is like, oh, Enzo talks about how he has been holding back. Whenever they fought, he has been holding back because he doesn't want to put damage into his collection, and all that stuff, putting stuff in Goemon's mind. And Goemon, poor guy, he doesn't understand anything about the technology, and he's thinking that, oh, it must be correct because it's written, the rating here is A. So yeah, that was happening. Now later on we get to see Zenigata here as well, and again we see Yata trying to talk about how, oh, like, why don't you bring Lupin in? Like, there's a lot of other ways you can haul him in, like any other criminal. And he talks about how your career has gone nowhere since you started working the Lupin case. I feel like that's a bit rude. I know he wants the best for Zenigata, that's why he's saying that, but actually saying that in front of the man's face is a little bit rude. But anyways, he doesn't know any better. Like, like he doesn't know what Goemon, what Zenigata and Lupin's relation is like. So he cannot properly, like, and he doesn't understand. For him, he's like, what the hell are you doing? Why do you give Lupin so much chances? Because he doesn't know. He doesn't know their whole chemistry, their history. He knows nothing about it, and that's why he's basing this on that fact. It's so interesting. Like, this episode is basically, we see how different people have different, like, like what different people thinks about each other. Like the whole Goemon and Lupin, what Goemon thinks about Lupin, what Lupin thinks about Goemon. And here we get to see what Zenigata, the whole Zenigata and Lupin situation, what Zenigata thinks about Lupin, and how their relationship is. And later on, we also kind of get a little bit of Jigen as well, like where Jigen, like, points a gun at that guy, and later on that, Enzo tries to brainwash Jigen here later on, not brainwash, but tries to put ideas on his head. Okay, that comes later on. Let's talk about the next part. The guy uses the lift, and Lupin and Ami goes on top. Fujiko is just waiting there, and Fujiko's like, oh, like, what a coincidence, you're here. And Fujiko's like, oh, I think you're doomed this time, Lupin, because People Log has said that. And Lupin's like, haha, you think machines have started telling fortunes now? And Fujiko's like, that's what it came up with after analyzing a massive amount of data, apparently. According to People's Log, Lupin 3 has a death wish. And he's like, oh, really? He steals jewelry and artwork that he only has a passing interest in. And the tighter the security, the more likely he is to strike. True. Why is that? And Lupin's like, I've not been good at riddles. And Fujiko says it is because he has a deep-rooted self-destructive impulse. This is such an interesting thing we see, get to hear from Fujiko. I feel like Fujiko genuinely means that. And you know what? I feel like in some way or the other, this is a true evaluation of Lupin, if you think about it in that way. I wouldn't call it self-destructive, but he finds enjoyment in thrill, which in other words you could say is self-destructive. Any person who finds thrill in these type of crazy situations, going against odds, playing with their life, you can kind of say in a twisted manner it is kind of a self-destructive impulse, but it is not at the same time. They're doing it for, it's kind of like Rebecca, like the way she found happiness in thrills, kind of like that. Lupin is the same. And I'm pretty sure you know what, I don't think Fujiko is the same. Nah, Fujiko's a little bit different. Fujiko doesn't, yeah, I don't think Fujiko's like that, now that I'm thinking about it. Fujiko doesn't have this whole adrenaline rush thing that he, like, the whole adrenaline, like Lupin is kind of like that. He loves getting, like, into situations which is like crazy, and he finds thrill in that. And Rebecca also did that. However, the way I've, like, I've kind of observed, Fujiko doesn't do that. Fujiko kind of makes a good plan, and she doesn't strike up until it is actually safe to strike. She always comes down when everything is perfect in its place, and that's when she strikes. Sometimes she falls into trouble, obviously, but that's something that she doesn't do knowing that, yeah, I'm going to fall into trouble. However, Lupin does that. Lupin knows that he might fall into trouble, and he jumps into that. However, Fujiko never does that, as far as now that I'm thinking about it. All the time Fujiko makes up a plan, and unless and until it's safe to strike, she never does. And she manipulates a lot of people, puts Lupin under the bus a lot of the time, but all the time she never puts herself in danger. Unless and until it's safe, she never strikes. And then she strikes, sometimes she messes up, she falls into problem, then she gets out of it. But not Lupin. Lupin deliberately jumps into problems, even though he knows that it might be a troublesome situation, just because of that whole thing. And that's why I guess Fujiko is saying that it's because you have a deep-rooted self-destructive impulse. And Lupin is like, and if I do? And Fujiko's like, Lupin, steal me. It'll be a fitting last job for Lupin 3, wouldn't it? Lupin's like, last job? Why would? And here we go. And here Ami says like she doesn't want you to die, which I guess it is true. Is that like that is? I'm guessing that is why Fujiko. Is that why Fujiko has been in a very bad mood from the beginning of this season? The whole little problem that they had, Fujiko and Rupan, the misunderstanding or whatever. Is it because of that? This whole situation that Rupan jumps into these type of crazy situation, the whole self-destructive impulse, and Fujiko doesn't. No, I don't think so. Fujiko knows about it, and Fujiko herself said that the whole Rebecca situation as well. He herself said that she herself said that this is the Rupan that we like, and if we try to steal Rupan or stop him from doing his thing, then he won't be the Rupan we love anymore. So she knows that. She, but I guess there is a part of her that maybe thinks that. Yeah, you know what? This is the thing. I feel like there is a part of Fujiko that probably doesn't like the fact that Rupan always jumps into these type of self-destructive situation. But at the same time, she herself knows that Rupan is Rupan. She's never going to stop, and that's just the way he does stuff. And Ami here says that because he doesn't want you to die. Okay, I also remember that section now. Like a few episodes earlier, that section where Rupan, got. Did he get shot or something? I don't remember what happened. What exactly happened, I don't remember. But that episode, a few episodes earlier, where Rupan was in very danger and Fujiko rescues him, and Ami was also there and takes care of him throughout the night. And in the morning, Rupan was a lot better. That part. We also see at that moment that Fujiko, yeah, yeah, definitely. I feel like there is a part of Fujiko that doesn't like the fact that this whole Lupin's self-destructive impulse, according to her words, she doesn't like that fact. But at the same time, she knows and realizes that this is just Lupin, so we won't be able to stop him from doing this. And okay, so Ami here says that because she doesn't want you to die. Oh yeah, Lupin got poisoned. Okay, yeah, that whole situation where he gets shot by the arrow. That part I was talking about. And Ami was also there. Ami also saw how Fujiko was desperate to save Lupin. That's why Ami said that because she doesn't want you to die. And here Fujiko says that's a cute way of interpreting it. I like how it sounds. And there you go. So yeah, you know what? I feel like that was the whole thing. So up from the beginning of the season, the reason why Fujiko did not Fujiko and Lupin had this weird thing about them not talking to each other and all that, not keeping in contact, must be because of this whole thing about Fujiko talking about how Lupin has self-destructive impulse, while Lupin is like, yeah, I do have that, so must be that. Okay, anyways, so after that, Goemon comes in, and Goemon is like, oh, I want a duel. And Lupin is like, what the hell, like, why now? Let's go home then first. And Goemon is like, no, I seriously want to know what our relationship is. And I love the fact Lupin is like, oh, what the hell is up with you? At first it was Fujiko, now it's you. But obviously Goemon's not listening. He's like, all right, let's fight. I think a lot of these things cannot be brought into words or into our relationship. Like the machines cannot put it into words, but if we fight we can probably understand. And Lupin is like, all right then, let's do it. And later on we get to see that guy who calls himself the partner of Enzo, and he's like, he's been my partner. It's a real weird thing, partners, you're like allies but also your rivals. And he's like, I also have a partner, which is Enzo. And later on Enzo calls, and Enzo is on the screen, and here again Enzo is up to no good again. He's like, oh, before that this guy kind of busts out a few martial arts moves. Oh boy, that took me by surprise. Now here Enzo is like, oh, tell me Jigen, are you really content to spend your life as a bit player in the Legend of Lupin 3? Okay, here we go. Now you know what? This might work on Goemon. I doubt this is going to work on Jigen. I highly doubt that. I'll be waiting for the next episode. I doubt Jigen will fall into this whole bull crap about like putting like listening to this guy. He's not going to listen to him at all. I think so because yeah, Jigen is not like that. Like we've seen Jigen multiple times, and Jigen and Rupan has a way stronger relationship than I think anyone in this in the whole thing. You know, like in the whole franchise. You know, Jigen and Rupan are probably has the most strongest relationship. Then all the other characters come. So I doubt Jigen is going to be like like put any type of suspicion or like will be his faith in Rupan will be rattled by this. I doubt that. Anyways, Lupin starts fighting with Goemon, and there's like a huge battle happens. And here, when Ami was like, "Oh, shouldn't we stop him? Fujiko, help me out." And Fujiko's like, "No matter what happens, you need to be ready to accept the outcome. That is that is something that you need to know and accept if you like Lupin. You know, if you can't, you should not set your heart. You should have set your heart on someone else." And that is true. You know, like that's the thing with Lupin. And I feel like Fujiko was talking at this moment, she was telling this to Ami, but at the same time she was trying to convince herself as well, because like at this point it's pretty obvious Fujiko also loves Lupin, you know. But you know, the fact that he always plays with fire, that's the thing, you know, like that's, I'm pretty sure that bothers her as well. But that's why she said that you have to accept any type of outcome. That is the the thing that you should know and accept if you have set your hearts on Lupin. So she told that to Ami. She meant that for herself as well. You know, she like it's like both of them. She convinced herself, tried to convince herself and Ami, both of them, when she said that. And here we get to see that battle, and here after a moment we see Goemon slash Lupin, and Lupin falls down. And Fujiko's like, "You fool." And he snaps out of it. He realizes what he has done, you know. And he's like he quickly goes, tries to wrap Lupin in the bandage. And Ami, in the end, says like, "Enzo, like, I'm actually Ami. I'm your daughter. Like, if you're listening to this, help us out." And that's where it ended. Now, Fujiko was surprised when Ami told about his identity. I kind of realized it must be his daughter. So let's see what happens after that. I'm sure Lupin will be fine, but let's see how this goes. Will Enzo accept that Ami is his daughter? And even if he accepts it, will he actually help Lupin? Let's see. It's going to tell us, like, how actually, you remember that guy talking about how his intentions are pure. He started this because of the whole situation with his daughter. What happens after this will tell us how much Enzo has changed. Is he the same Enzo that he was when he began this whole project, or is he now actually drunk with power? We'll get to see that, and we'll realize that after we see what happens. Ami asked Enzo for help. Let's see how it goes. In the next episode, we'll see. So then we'll be able to understand what is happening, and is he really the same Enzo, or is he changed? Either way, wow, that was a long discussion. These were two amazing episodes. Let's see what happens. We're almost at the finale. Next week will be the final 2 episodes of this season. So yeah, looking forward to it. There were so many things in these 2 episodes. The whole Lupin Fujiko relationship, like Lupin Goemon relationship, and what else? Yeah, all those stuff. The whole technology, the people log, the scary part of that. All these things. We got so many things to see. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. This was my reaction to Lupin the Third, part 5. Yeah, episode number 21 and 22. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed. Comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know, and I'll check them out. That's it, guys. So thank you for watching. I will see you guys next week with the final 2 episodes of Lupin the Third, part 5. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.